these extra pieces. Oh my gosh, this is complicated. Who thought this was so complicated?
Good morning. Hey, it's a new day, it's a new week. We're in the Freightliner today, but we're actually not in the Freightliner because we're leaving it at a place that I want to check and see how old and how much knowledge exists in my group of people who watch. Okay, obviously the subscribers who don't watch, they'll never know what this is. But let's take a quiz, shall we? From the backside. This is a place I haven't been in years. From the backside, can you figure out what this place is? Okay, obviously someone's gonna say it's a grain mill, right? This is the place where we drop off our grain. Because obviously I brought the grain truck, but there's something else to this, and it doesn't look a lot different, but it looks different than it did before. So let me walk around the front here, because all you can see now is just grain bin. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, this part right here is totally different than when I was here before. This is not what it looked like when I'm asking you to see if you have any memory of it. There was a lot of things different, and everyone in the world literally has the opportunity to know what this is. This is not a, hey, it's a US thing, hey, this is an absolutely anyone in the world. I'm gonna throw it out there. It's a movie. It's a movie. Should be obvious about now. If you're any kind of a movie fan. Iconic movie of the 80s. I don't know. I mean, I can't give it away and tell you what it is. But I'm gonna let you look at it from this angle and see if you can figure it out. Because seriously, iconic movie of the 80s. This is where we used to deliver the grain way back in the day. This actually is the drive up that we used to drive up to. And we used to have the hopper where we dropped the grain, and the auger to take it in was right here. Literally, this is the spot where we used to. So this was different. This house was here. There was a shed over top of here. But anybody recognize that from an iconic 80s movie? I wish I could get further out. I could go across the street, but I'd probably get killed by the traffic, which didn't used to be here. So I'm throwing that out there. Put it in the comments. I want to hear. Y'all know what this movie is? All right, for those of you who may not got it off of that, I'm going to show you another part of it right here. Very pivotal part that can tell you where I am if you haven't figured it out. And Andy, by the way, Andy can't guess. Andy cannot guess. Andy from Hawaii, my buddy, my cameraman, he knows, and you can't guess. Please, Andy, don't tell anybody. Little bit of morning sunshine. I just thought, you know, because we were coming over here and I had to drop the trailer, truck and trailer both, actually, not just the trailer, because we're unloading this grain. Hopefully they're going to take it. But I thought, you know, this does not look the way it did back then, but it does look like some of what was in the movie. And I'm not going to give you the hints. I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you again. You'll recognize it if you're any kind of a movie fan. If you're not, you won't recognize it, and then I'll tell you. Okay, I promise I'll tell you. I will tell you. But it's one of those things. I want to see how old my group is and see how many movies you guys actually watch from back in my time, because that's literally when I graduated high school. So what does it look like? Who is it? Who's in it? Give me all that good stuff. Tell me what you know. Tell me what you know, because this place does not look the same. Nothing ever does. Thought it would be fun to just have a little quiz this morning and show you where I'm at. So yesterday, Brent had the insurance guy come out because, yeah, you insure your crop. He informed us something yesterday. So I'd never heard of it. I guess because I'm not much of a farmer, let's be honest. I'm just a farm hand is what I am. But he informed us that there's such a thing as winter kill. Meaning, and this is really weird, hard red winter wheat can be killed by having the snow and the cold on it for too long. So I'm going to show you what that really looks like in the form of, this is what the field is. He did go over some of this with the combine. Actually, I can show you exactly what it is where he's never touched it with a combine, because right here you can see there's no tracks anywhere. Here you go. So I'm going to show you, and I'm going to get right down on my hands and knees, and I'm going to put right here, and I'm going to show you for perspective. That's my hand. That's at max, about 10 inches high. And that, everything out here, not all of it, there's patches of it where it didn't, but he was telling Brent, and Brent told me this story, that the snow being on it too long can kill it, basically stunt it, because it's designed to pop out at a certain time and then grow in certain ways. So we've got a patch right here that's really horribly winter killed. And up here, fortunately, and I don't know why it's up higher, but it's kind of weird, it's grown a little better. But the process this year has just, it's been disheartening, because as we've been explaining how difficult it is.
Every one of these is supposed to have like 3 or 4 tillers, and they only have 1. So,
What's a tiller?
or it stools out.
Oh, okay.
Like the seed comes up and then it stools out, and there would be, so a tiller is the
Outside
produce.
lining kind of thing.
it'll produce one head.
Oh,
So each kernel should have 3 or 4
Oh,
at least. So they should be. These only got 1,
okay.
and they couldn't draw.
So that's winter kill. Okay, so my question was, why don't weeds have winter kill?
Yeah. You can see how many plants you have. That's how many seeds you had. So if each of those would have produced 3 or 4 tillers.
So the number of plants means basically that the germination occurred, right?
Yeah.
So that we got that good germination, but because they were then damaged by the winter, they didn't get these extra pieces. Oh my gosh, this is complicated. Who thought this was so complicated? That's freaking nuts. Crazy.
I don't know. That's what he thinks that was the damage, just too long.
Too long sitting in the snow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The weeds, I have no idea.
Yeah, he's like, so he's just saying if we'd have planted spring wheat, maybe we could have beat the weeds, because the weeds grew up after the winter. But it's like, that's just nuts, man. It's nuts. With the weeds, you know, the fact that we're running the race against the weeds constantly. And so everything we've had one decent hopper load. So that being the hopper, we've had one decent load of that be able to go into the mill. The rest is either gone for chicken feed, or some of this is so bad. And so this guy's feeding it to his cows, so he's basically running it through a mill, but it's so wet and moldy, even to the point where yesterday when Brent was out, and I ought to get up here and show it. Well, it doesn't really matter. You've seen it, but it's just hot, wet, green, moldy stuff. And so we used a dump truck. So I'm gonna show you this dump truck here. We're gonna get up on top and show you what it looks like inside of here. Okay, as a general rule, when you cut grain, you cut wheat of some sort, it'll come out looking kind of more like that, but this even smells, and the last batch we took over there smelled like beer, let's be honest. It was so fermented, and it has that smell to it today. So fermented that it already feels like we should just throw some hops in there and we'll make beer. From what I know of beer making, hops is just a flower. So maybe that's what this weed turns out to be. So it's creating its own beer, which actually is good for cows. Kobe beef, you know. So I mean, it's not like it's a bad thing for cows to eat, but I'm up here right now bringing him some fuel. Where is he? He's there somewhere. He's coming in to get fuel. Still cutting what he can, but I can tell you right now, look at where his wheels are. You can kind of tell there's nothing, man. It's the same problem we had last year. Nothing to cut. And this year we had all the water in the flipping world. It's kind of crazy. It's like going into the barber. I just saw this. Like going into the barber with a flat top saying, hey, just take a little off the top, because that is literally the best a guy can expect to do right here. Is just, you know, take a little off the top. Here, let's see how much grain we can cut. When he's trying to avoid the weeds, the insurance guy said just avoid the weeds because it's not doing any good. But yeah, just, you know, take a little off the top. Oh my gosh, look how black that is. That's black. That's not just shade. That's literally black. Meaning more weeds in there than there is grain. That's just, wow, that's crazy. So while I'm thinking about it, why didn't somebody who's a plant biologist or something tell me why weeds don't have winter kill? Because I'm kind of curious. Kind of a disheartening thing. I told Brent, find something that'll kind of help pay for your farming habit. Because this is bad. This is just really bad, and it's been a bunch of years around here that it hasn't really produced well. And I mean, obviously we got the water last year like crazy, and so in a dry farm situation, you'd think, well, hey, dry, it's no longer dry, so you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? You're farming now, and it's literally gone just the opposite. So that double-edged sword, and if we get that winter again this year, like kind of as predicted, not necessarily as it predicted, but it's kind of expected because of the cycle that we're in, that we're going to end up with another winter like that. Good for the water, and maybe the year after it'll be really great on the wheat, but it's possible we'll have another winter kill next year, which just puts everything in a bad situation. So all right, well, thanks for watching. Kind of keeping you posted on the farming situation here. This is what we do every day. That's what my job is. I'm a farmhand, truck driver, tractor driver, occasional cowboy, you know, that type of thing. So thanks for watching. Sorry that my videos have been kind of funky lately, but it's been just kind of get after it, kill a bunch of weeds, and do the best we can to try and get this grain cut and delivered. So thanks a lot.